I begin by stressing the amazing achievements of humankind in the last century and the unprecedented position that we find ourselves in today. For thousands of years, the three biggest problems of humankind have been famine, plague, and war. And humans have prayed to every conceivable god, an angel, and saint to help them, and it didn't work. And they tried all kinds of political systems and economic models, and this didn't work either. And then, over the last century or so, thanks largely to human ingenuity and to scientific development, we have managed to rein in, to gain control of famine, plague, and war. There are still, of course, huge problems in the world. There is still violence, there is still disease, but these have become from uncontrollable forces of nature into something that we know better and better how to prevent and overcome. Today in the world, more people die from eating too much than from eating too little. For the first time in history, I think the last data from the World Health Organization says that about 3 million people die each year from obesity and related diseases, compared to 1 million people that die from starvation and malnutrition. At the same time, for the first time in history, more people die from old age than from infectious diseases. And also, for the first time in history, more people commit suicide each year than the total number of deaths from war, crime, and terrorism put together, which is very good news.
Not the suicide bit, presumably.
No,
but
the fact that, yes. It's going down. It's not that suicides have went up. It's that death from violence have gone down. Today, let's say for the people here in this room, I think it's safe to say that McDonald's and Coca-Cola pose a far greater threat to your life than Al-Qaeda and the Islamic State. The chance that you will die from eating too much at McDonald's is about 1,000 times higher, and this is not an exaggeration, this is statistics. It's about 1,000 times higher than the chance you'll be killed by some Islamic State terrorism attack. So we are gaining the ability to bring under our control these huge problems. Again, there are still problems, of course, but most of them, when it comes to famine, plague, and war, are the result of human politics and human incompetence, not of human ignorance. If you, again, take famine, there are no longer any natural famines in the world, only political famines. If a human being today on Earth dies because they don't have enough to eat, in Syria or in North Korea or in Somalia, it's not because of natural causes. It's because some political leader or government or ideology wants them to starve to death. So this is a new phase in the history of the world. We have managed, without any divine help, to bring these three problems under our control. And then the next question that the book Homo Deus asks is, what next? So if we have solved, or we are in the process of solving these problems, what will we do with ourselves in the next century or two? And the book suggests that the next big projects of humankind will be to overcome old age and death, to find the keys, the secret to happiness, and to basically upgrade humans into gods. This is why the title Homo Deus, God-Man. And I don't mean it as a kind of literary metaphor. I mean it in the literal sense that for thousands of years, humans have imagined gods in a particular way. They ascribed particular abilities and qualities to gods. And we are here in a church, and the walls are full of these descriptions of what God can do. And we are now seriously in the business of acquiring these traditional divine abilities and qualities to ourselves. whether it's trying to overcome death and gain immortality, or whether it's gaining the ability to create and design life according to our wishes. In the Bible, in the book of Genesis, basically the first thing God does is to create animals and plants and humans according to his wishes. We are now trying to gain this divine ability to ourselves. It's very likely that in the 21st century, the main product, the most important products of the human economy will no longer be just vehicles and textiles and food and weapons. The main products will be bodies and brains and minds. And in a way, we are even reaching beyond what ancient religions ascribed to the gods. Because the gods, like Jehovah in the Bible, they could create only organic beings. If you're a creationist, and you look at the world, so all these animals, all these plants, God created them, and they are all organic. Now humans are trying to do better than that. We will not just gain the ability to create these organic beings that's been around for 4 billion years. We are in the process of learning how to create the first inorganic entities, inorganic beings like artificial intelligence that ever existed.